whichever I have mentioned here, it is possible to work through the large scale survey data. So these are all possible to work through the large scale survey data, starting with NSS provides so many information about social perspectives, then gender empowerment, not just NSS, National Family Health Survey can be used. And also for this, ISDS, somewhere I have mentioned ISDS data, India's Human Development Survey data can be also used. And these are all open access data sets. And regarding health and nutrition, I haven't mentioned all, but NFHS. Another one is the LUSI, Longitudinal Aging Survey of India data. And then ISDS, India's Human Development Survey, provides very extensive information about health and nutrition status. Besides that, one of the data sets that's considered to be a cohort panel data set. Cohort panel, not just panel, it's a cohort panel. Cohort panel data set can be utilized. That's called the name of the data set is called Young Life Survey. Just note it down. I haven't added everything here. Young Life Survey. You will find five rounds of repeated survey. So it's not just the same. It's the same person, but not with the same indicators. Same person in different age groups are covered. They started with early age, newborn, then after 5 years, 5 years onwards, then after 5 years, 10 years onwards, people are taken, but the same people is responding at a 10 years person's response. Okay, so that's called Young Life Survey. It's considered to be a very rich source of data if you are working on health and nutrition issue, especially for the child poverty. The name of the data set is called Youth Poverty. Youth Poverty. So whatever the country might do at a later age, if the childhood is somehow disturbed, age is somehow limited, then in the long run, that same person may not carry a good health. It would be problematic. Hence, the survey is dedicated on this to track the youth population. Okay, I'm not emphasizing everything, otherwise it will be time consuming and will compromise our ASUS data sets and its explanation. So some of the data sets on human development indicators, ISDS is fine. Along with ISDS, annual status of education report and UDICE data set, Unified District Information System for Education, provided by NUPA, is important and considered to be a standard source of the data sets. And I'll suggest you to work with, if it is on international trade perspective also, but if you by any chance, you can include the micro perspectives through those data set with some techniques, would be differentiating your work. And then only there will be number of policy implications. Just based on macro data and Indian interpretations of the challenges may not be that strong. You have to include the ground realities. Okay, so how to merge, etc. for the one of the data set I'll be doing for one of the data set, that is ASUS. Then rest I think you can follow. If you want to understand other data sets, we can discuss in our other time, maybe the break time. Okay, so start with this. I think battery will be sufficient enough. Okay, so start with this ASUS dataset. So 4 files are required to check to understand the dataset. That is, one is questionnaire or its schedule. They call it a schedule. Then their readme file. This is very essential. They guide you correctly. There are 16 files, 16 blocks of information. And why they provide in different blocks? It is only due to segregating information, and questions are dedicatedly asked on the particular context. So they provided. And if a researcher wants them together, so some of the techniques you should learn to combine them and work academically. And in this data set, starting from 1 till 16, especially from block 4 to 15, is little problematic in the sense that you might face some challenges. Okay, where the rows where I have shown you in one of the text file where responses are recorded, text files indicate that we have there was some error. Text file indicates there are 20 lakhs of respondents. On the row, they are the respondents. On the column, they are the variables. Those are doing for the first time since we have come here, and I can assure that you understand the entries in between. Okay, so start with one record, that is readme file should be downloaded. Where to download? In the same NSS data folder. All other dictionary, all downloads, you have to check where it is. Here is the layout file. Here is the readme file. Here is the volume 2 contains the questionnaire or the schedule. Okay. If I say questionnaire, one NSS ministry might sue me that why you are saying it is questionnaire. These are not questionnaire. And in NFHS, they call it as questionnaire. In NSS, they call it as schedule. But NSS also, NFHS, they also call it as schedule. Another aspect for your clarification, NSS and NFHS data. NFHS data is dedicated for healthcare and women specific, responses. NSS covers so many information about income, about health. In one round, you'll find health issues. In another round, you'll find education related issues. In other round, you'll find enterprise related issues. In another round, you'll find time use issues, research. In some of the rounds on agriculture, in some of the round about livestock, in some of the round about debt and investment, in some other rounds, it's about what? I don't know. What to start? Anything is missing? One thing is missing in my enterprise, unorganized enterprise, then also organized enterprises. Then there are also some thin round. These, whatever I said, these are called thick round. Thick round, they cover in depth, information in depth. Whereas thin round, it's usually just the overview. About ASUS, for example, they covered about ASUS, about ASUS. We are about to discuss ASUS, that's on enterprises, that's called a thick round. It's a detailed round. Another is called IUS, not ASUS. IUS. IUS for IUS medicine. IUS traditional medicines. Ayurvedic, Unani, then AYU, U for Unani, AY for Ayurvedic, IUS, S for Siddha, and last is homeopathy. And in between one is missing, that is Unani. Unani I have already mentioned. No, even if that rig something starts from R. Okay, anyway, it is about traditional medicine. That's considered to be a thin round. They cover not in detail. Anyway, so not counting all those things, I usually deliver these in 1 week time with minimum of 4 hours on a day. So 20 hours I usually 20 hours session I usually consume to explain thoroughly on understanding these data set. But now because of the help of AI, I do some mistakes in explaining to some of the people those are connected online. I said to follow this AI, you will get some codes. But AI sometimes result wrong information that I have noted, and even I have to make a shortcut those who are connected online that you follow these that so my time will be saved. But sometimes I connect them with online video online video meeting and then clarify with the stops. Anyway, so that's a separate aspect that can be discussed later. Coming to the background of these NSAs, there are different formats, as I said. For different round, different information, different rounds are there. Within the round also, there are sub-blocks. Sub-blocks. Like for example, healthcare, how they have made it. They have actually for healthcare, they initially asked about who are you, where are you, what are your demographic features. That's all, about one block of information. Then they started counting about either any one of the block. They asked about who are your family members. About you, it's fine. Who are your family members? What the family members are doing? Are they in good business or are in bad business? Okay, one of the explanations, it should be also mentioned in 2-3 minutes, not more than that. I used to say it in my classroom. We have different rounds of data on employment. PLFS nowadays, government call it as periodic labor force survey. Earlier it used to be called as employment and unemployment round data. So we can calculate with one of the articles in published in EPW by Kunal Sen and all. What is the probability of a professor's son to be a thief? Okay, so you can, given the time limit, I'm not going to explain much. So that is the context, not a thief per se. I'm actually deliberately manipulating and using this word. Low segment job. Okay, what is the probability of upper segment job as against the lower segment job? And is it the case that the probability of a professor's son or daughter is going to be a professor in future? It should be higher. Not necessarily. Subject to keep on adding. Not necessarily. Subject to your caste structure. If you are from upper background, you have a better connect. You can take your child to quota factory. Quota factory is a wrong interpretation again. Quota. It's a okay. Quota factory was a different one. Anyway, so if a faculty can bear the expenditure, can actually take better coaching for their student, with their son or daughter, and outcome might be good. Okay, then if the professor is from a good background with decent background with in terms of social strata, then its probability of the next generation to be settled in a good job is very high. And which are the jobs where the next generation is and it's in their visibility is very very less. So there's a finest calculation made. Probability of racks to peaks or something is written. So I'm not going to go detail at this moment, given our limitation of time. So come back. As I told you, in 2-3 minutes, I'll be discussing some of the direction. So simply type these words. Mobility of laborers. Kunal Sen, EPW. Okay. Occupational shift that you can also mention research. You find number of aspects. Now, then this was possible, and we can calculate these interesting stories and facts from these data sets. Similarly, here, what is the probability of sustaining a business? Subject to you have number of conditions. You have mixed activities. You have other marginal conditions. You don't have any networking. What is the probability that your business is going to be lead with higher degree, lead with with better outcomes? So, and what do you mean by probability? We can simply interpret variables in terms of binary numbers, in terms of 1 or 0. So when your dependent variable in binary numbers, will apply some of the binary based model that is called logit or probit model. So which follows the likelihood functions. So probability of one factor and its likelihood to be another one. So that's possible to calculate. So nobody has done it. Okay, so in my understanding, nobody has calculated this probability of shift of the job from one to another one in terms of enterprises. So that's another thinking point for you to work in future. Okay, since you are here, so I thought better to mention it. Now, how to read this data through this README file, then layout file, then this questionnaire is must. Okay, you have to download. So here is the here is the layout. And I cannot just quickly, tell you this is the data, this is what this was, this is the result. I cannot do that. I have to take time. Earlier I used to take, 3 hours. Now I can explain in at least 30 minutes for sure. Okay. So now suppose this is our enterprise question related record. So there are 16 blocks of information. Look at the 16 must have been there. Level number 16 is there in this layout. Now we'll just randomly check 1 or 2 levels where more questions are there. Maybe of this level. Level number 3. Level number 3. So level number 3, and it's data from the raw data. We need to understand what is this raw data. We have opened supplementary file of 2122. So let's open 2122 raw data. Yes. 2122 level number 3. So here is the level number 3, L3. If you download from the source, you will get all these things. So, and it's very huge data, and the size is quite huge. So we cannot share in WhatsApp. It's 4 GB. Now this is of 3.32 GB. So now you can understand why we didn't share the sample data with you. I can provide you sample one by taking sample of these data sets, but I didn't do it deliberately so that you should do it from the scratch. Okay. So here is the raw data. Now raw data files itself of 905 MB, more than a movie, more than 3 or 4 movies nowadays. Movie files. Not more than a movie files, and its size. Okay. So I have opened level number 3. So level number 3 data is now on our screen. This is ASUS data level number 3. Now I have opened the Excel file. Here is the level number 3. I just wanted to know whether this enterprise pursued trading activities or not. Trading activities or not. Suppose I wanted to read these questions from the original data. So trading activities or not, byte position is given as 33 to 33. And from the question, it must have been, since one byte position is occupied, that is 33 to 33, one byte position is occupied. That means the question must have asked as 1 or 0. Okay, 1 or 0. Yes or no. So trading activity is yes or no. So you can map it from here. So how to map it? I just check carefully. 33 to 33. Somewhere I am actually highlighting, let this be our enterprise at this moment. I'm just trying to map 33 to 33. This is my byte number 36, column number 36. At the below you can see here, it's not visible, it is actually 32 is written. Visible, right? 32. So this is my 34. So somewhere it should be. So yes or no, one position is occupied. Huh? Yeah. So one position means what? At maximum till 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not 10. 10 is 2 digit. So it only occupied 1 digit space. So in the question here, you could have checked activity, right? It is level number 3 from the schedule. Level number 3. Let's quickly check level number 3. This is 2. No, I think activity pursuit. So question number, what was trading activity? Trading activities there. This is trading activities, and its codes are given here. All codes must have been given somewhere here. I can just search. This is one. The next trading activity, there must have been some codes, specific codes to identify what is the entry of that one or two. Yes, all the numbers are given. Trading, basically, there are three categories, 1, 2, or 3. So they have entered, but this is not the code, NIC classification. Okay, there must have been specific codes. So again, there must have been some guidance about 1, 2, or 3 or so. So how to map it? These numbers, wherever, let me make it a little big. So maybe here it is of 29, column number 34, 32, this is 34. So left one, this one is actually the one about trading activity. So the exact one out of maybe 3, 1, you can check this is 1, this is 2, this is 2, this is all the vertical line here, all these, all are actually related to trading activities. Understood? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like this. Fine. So now we are going to actually extract these to STATA or to any software. So here we have the data. We need to convert them. So now 2 or 3 things we have checked. That is our files for supplementary files. That is README file. README file initially guided us which are your file and how many records are there inside this file. We open these 3. We have to check that the record should be 4,16,000 to 6. 4,16,000. I will just select Control A. 4 lakh. Look at this. 4,16,227. One extra information is visible. Because of some extra, maybe because of some other reason, I know reason, but I'll tell you after this. Once recording is over, I'll let you know the detail. Okay. So, but in a large scale setting, if 1 or 2, even 100 is missing out of 1 lakh, still your result in percentage is going to be fine. Okay, it is not going to mislead your result. Is it okay? So by any chance, if you cannot able to match perfectly, you need not worry. Okay. And most importantly, if you are writing any paper out of it using these large volume of data and variables, and your paper is sent to international level, but your issue is very new, very budding, very relevant, and Indian expert is not there, and Indian expert, I know how many are actually working seriously with this decoded data. And if you have done some mistake, hardly anybody can find out your error, to be very frank. In your paper, it is difficult to check whether you have done some calculation mistake or not. But your procedure will guide you.
But then, if you get spurious results because of your carelessness or motivated agent.
Let me tell you, if you are getting a spurious result, of course, as a researcher, you will cross check. You will cross check.
Find out the mistake.
But by any order, some data is missing, some like 10%, 2%, 3%. If it is missing in your data, nobody can check correctly. That's my strong assurance.
But some people do.
But they can clearly download the data and check on. That is why they are taking all your codes nowadays. In my crew, we are happy to give the codes. Still, they cannot check. And we'll simply mention that the data is open source. You can. This is the link for the data. You collect it. Okay, you just collect and start checking our result, and you will get surprise result from our course. Okay, you cannot able to match. Therefore, in micro, there is a chance of rejection. High chance of rejection. If your issue is very good, they will not reject. If your issue is not that relevant, they cannot assign the right reviewer.
Sir, like some people, like, usually I will talk to people after.
देख लेंगे है ना evening time. ठीक है, okay, okay. So we'll cross check.
Issue is good, you will not get a reviewer.
If your issue is relevant, relevant and very unique, there are there are high chances of not getting a reviewer,
So,
and your paper will be delayed. If your issue is very common about employment issues, about poverty, multidimensional poverty, multidimensional energy poverty, but multidimensional energy poverty with spatial differences still is fine. Spatial difference with one space to another one is fine. But if it is related to connecting to our moon and earth, then of course there will be no reviewers. Why am I saying moon and earth? If you are just mentioning environmental factors, poverty issues, as well as spatial differences, then you mix with trading and FTA, there are so many things in micro, rejection level is very, very high. But in macro, then you cross-check your data with those indicators. In micro, no reviewer can check correctly. Only they will buy your argument. If the argument is solid, micro paper is well accepted. If your storytelling is not that good, micro paper is strictly rejected, whatever the estimation you do. They hardly bother for your estimation in micro. Even simple cross-tabulation result is published in top journal in micro. Okay. Anyway, so let's not spend more time. There's many things to clarify.
So where to find these text files?
Where to find these text files? It's inside that one. Let me come to it. I think inside this Nestor come there. I'll come to it. Let me do it. Probably we download it. There are two ways. One is except in almost all the rounds of NSS, they are providing text file initially, not the extracted file. The recent files they are providing text. You just open that round, that latest round, you will find the text file. I'll show you. Allow me to go further. Okay. So this round I have already checked. Similarly, in another round, there are 24 lakhs of observation or entries. So 24 lakhs doesn't mean there are 24 lakhs of enterprises. So there are some catch. From this one till highlighted one, this till this, we have to have some tricks to convert. Others are easy to extract and merge. Okay, so I'll just tell you those reasons. Okay, fine. So this part I think I have guided you. I did not spend time already. 5:30 right now. So this is the one I wanted to check. Okay, so next one is to extract, right? ASI is the same form. ASI, it is easy to extract. ASI is very easy to extract. But other rounds are very difficult. Only one aspect, if you understand in these rounds, the same thing applied to ASI. Okay, I'll tell you. Wait, just wait. Just wait. Okay. Okay, first of all, I'll just do one exercise for extraction. Then I'll not do this exercise in the class. For this round, okay, I have to extract the data. Now, nothing is there. In this STATA, there is no data. So I am going to, now I'll just browse and check there is no data. I will get this data extracted. So how to do that? We have to get the minimum principles of extraction. Minimum principle is that we have to have these. Suppose as I want to extract these first, 3, level number 3. Or I want to extract the first one, whichever. Maybe first one, this is fine. But we have to record these very carefully, these things, byte positions. So I'll just extract these 2 or 3 improvements. Sector, that is rural and urban. District used to be, different districts of India. All districts are covered. So if these 2 variables for simplicity for the first block, this is file. You go to file and go to the data. Then if you click here, you're not going to get the data. You have to import the text data in one of the format called fixed data format. In my video lecture, I clarified what do you mean by fixed data format, what is called limited data format, what do you mean by in file format. So those things clarified. If you are going to work with other countries' data, you might face difficulties. At this moment, NSS provide fixed data, so let's consume the the direct one. Why to count what has happened, what is going to happen later? Okay, so let's text data in fixed format. Okay. So specifications you have to keep. Specification like I want only these 2 for my record sector data. I'll just write down sector here. Sector. Then I have to mention its byte space. Byte space is 9 through 9. So it has to be mentioned 9 through 9. Okay. Then space. Then if it district any you can only write down dist or in short even only D, but better to write down correctly so that it will help you to map the variable correctly later. So district variable, its position is of 13 to 14, 13 through 14, right? Yes. So I'll write down 13 and 14. There are 2-digit space occupied. Since we have more than 10, districts in India, there are why 2-digit? Only 2-digit space. There are 700 plus districts.
But it is state district code, na?
This is state district code, right? Within the states, usually it is in two districts. That is the reason why they've taken 2 spaces. Right? So it's not 3 districts. They are not actually mapping, they have actually again connected with the state. State code must have been somewhere else. Okay, anyway, let's test with these first. Then you have to map the order. It will only extract these 2 variables data to your system. So extracted or not extracted. This is 21, 22. I'm actually using 21, 22 raw data by default, all files. So first one I'm actually taking first one, isn't it? So I have taken the raw data to my STATA, and I specifically mentioned 2 variables at this moment just to understand how things work. Now I will replace whatever the data in the memory, then I'll submit. And let me show you that nothing is there on our data. Okay, no variable. This side is variable. This side, right hand side is variables. Left hand side about earlier operations. So it is our earlier operations. So nothing is there. I've already cleared. Now we are going to get the variables. Submit. Now 2 variables are there. So I can check. So these are the 2 variables. We have collected the data from the original source. Is it okay?
Without doing anything, just exporting, STATA file.
Basic, just basic. I said the basic understanding is this. Now this is not complete. Okay, we have to add specific information.
Actually, I exported data set format from Excel directly.
No, ministry people are sitting, and those experts are actually they have already given the extracted file through the Nestor. Nestor is basically input in the extracted file, not the rudder. So they have given the extracted file. Now I am actually clarifying that how to do that. There might be some errors. How to do these corrections. Okay, so this is the principle where no, the latest rounds of NSS they don't provide the nested files. Latest, at least for 2 to 3 years, they are not provided. No, they are not providing. They are providing the raw data for the latest hits. For the earlier around 20, before 20, they are now providing the nested file. Now ministry is actually doing another aspect. They are providing all the extracted one. In recently one workshop was there in Delhi. People questions the ministry that why you are providing only nested file, you provide the raw data to us. The result which you have given, you have camouflaged. There is a chance of manipulation of the data. We want to check. It's hardly taking time. Just see this. You have understood the context. Once you have worked with one round, rest of the rounds are easy, right? So this is just for 2 variables, but this is not complete. You have to extract initially with the help of not the sector in numeric form. By default, if you do this, it is converted in numeric form. It has to be converted in string format. STR. STR stands for string. String format will help you to reserve the data without any disturbances. So now the same data will be converted. Now we'll clear it and make it string. Initially, it was in non-string format. Now can be converted into string format. So this is in string format. You can just click on any variable. It will show that STR. STR is the feature of that variable. Earlier it was not. We can do string and check. We can check these 2 variables. They can convert it. Okay, must specify. Okay, need to generate or change. So you have to specify. Suppose I say replace, then it will replace and change it. Now these are no more in by default, which we extracted without STR. It were actually with byte format. Byte and string. That is why I used to take more sessions. Byte means you can operate. You can do all numeric operations. If it is in string format, you cannot do all operations. These are for identifier purposes. Like some of the data sets are carried with different identification purposes. They carry their village name, village code. They carry their block code. They combine together so that one round of the data can be merged with another round of data through the combined variable. So that will be working as a variable for identification purposes. Like as I just said, we have these number of files. How to combine them? The thread for combining all those raw data is through the common variable. Common variable should be there. So common variable is it is by default considered to be a string data, string variable. Okay. So you have to understand what you mean by string variable. So NSS is guided very correctly how to understand what is your string variable, what is your common file. List of document they provided and okay, just give me a moment. Here is your common primary key identifier variables. Achha, it might be okay. It's already 40. So just give me in another 10 minutes. We'll actually confine the lecture and then clarify the directions how to resave etc. Okay. Look at this. We should have FSU segment number, second stage stratum, and sample establishment number. We need to combine these all to combine all these data sets. All these data sets together in order to run your model estimation techniques. Okay. So I'm going back again. I have all the 2 files. So some of the 2 files I'll also share with you. So there won't be any trouble. And sticking to these, let me just open once. Here is my do file. I'll guide you one by one. Okay. One of the methods, sorry, let me not emphasize this at this moment. I will check.
There are 16 level data sets on the website of the ministry.
I have downloaded all of them, but all of them are STATA, STATA.
DTF STATA form.
They are not in TXT format. That's why I have asked, like, where I can find those text files.
Which round data is it? Which round of data?
22-23.
22-23 ASUS.
Yes,
So they have actually provided, usually they don't provide the last 2 to 3 years DTF file, STATA file. So nowadays they have started giving the extracted files.
there is no text file for.
No text file, probably I haven't checked the latest one. They might have changed it. Okay, so I'll guide you where to get that. If it is not there, then you cannot do anything. If ministry is not providing, you cannot do anything. It should have been provided. We can work directly. That will save our time. If you have our DTF file, then it will save our time. But we cannot cross check what happened in between. Is there any error in the data set also? Okay. Anyway, so once all 16 files are there, next step is to merge. So I'll tell you how to merge as well. So first of all, okay, so this is the one where I used to guide when raw data is available. Raw data is available, and one of the processes where we do this is where I said, you can extract with a TXT format. Another one is to dictionary file. We can create a dictionary file instead of writing the specifications one by one manually. So no need to do this. Simply use a dictionary file. So those guidelines are there. Since DK file are available with us, let's not discuss much on it. Let us straight away go to the explanation for merging. Right? So that is little tricky. So here is my file. I'll just open the merge file. Okay, so I'll start by mentioning a couple of things. Some logic are there, some important logics to merge, especially in this round. If I'll guide you, then I'm sure even if we are not covering bit by bit everything, I'm 100% sure you can do it, and people have done it in my earlier sessions. Okay, first of all, two blocks to be merged. So how to merge? What is the common thread where we can bind them? Like simple logic. Suppose you are here and another program is going elsewhere. Somebody is saying, let's merge together and work for a paper. It's not possible to merge. Okay, but I'll say yes, you have to merge because 50% of their participants are same, or at least one is same. One will guide some of the views taken from this lecture, and you can merge all the information and say you have collected this, I have collected extra here. Let's make a combined file, okay? And we both will be winning out of combining. And the common thread is at least one people is it's the same, right? At least one person was present here, was also present in another event. Similar to this, we have 16 information. In each 16 block of information, at least one or two common identifiers should be there. So who are the common identifiers? They are the ones suggested by the NSS through the common primary identification through the README file. These four variables will guide us that this is the common file where you can bind them. Understood? So which are these three? These are the one. A1, A10, A11, A12. A1, how do I know this A1? Where is my A1? A1 is this one. We actually converted to A1. A1 is FSU serial number. You can just check FSU serial number. We have actually defined with another code called A1. So this is A1 is nothing but this. This nothing but A1 is FSU serial number. FSU serial number is there. First one is A1. Second one is second state stratum. Where to get that? The serial number should the position number should be from 25 to 25, and FSU should be 1 through 5. So FSU should be 1 through 5. We have already checked. It is 1 through 5. This is the one. Is it okay? This is the one we have checked. Just give me a moment. I'll just highlight it. Make it easy. It's fine. Then 25 through 25. Where is 25 through 25? This one. Is it okay? What is that? That is actually called the segment number. Then another one is 26 through 27. This one. Then another one is 28 to 29. These all should be taken together. All 1 through 5, then 25, 25, then 26, 27, then 28, 29. So we generated a single variable called common ID. This is our enterprise ID. Since it is enterprise related work, it is done. So it's our enterprise ID. So what I do, where to know where is that? So I have to open an extracted file. You have the extracted file already. So open that. Any one extracted file, just open. Those who have already downloaded, here is my extracted file. Let me open first block. Let me clear first. All right, so here is my data. So this is the fast file. So here is my data. Now data, all the information A1 through A15 or 16, whatever are there. So all are in red font color, right? Red font color means I have deliberately extracted them into string. Why string? Now we can generate more important variable using the command generate this plus this plus this plus that. Okay, so the FSU, let me just that there is no single. So I'll simply generate. There is no common identity identifier variable, that is enterprise ID is not here.
So what is MLT? They are not defining.
Which one? MLT is by default is multiplayer. It's there. No? MLT is there. And MLT wise guidance are given here. By 100 divided by 100 is somewhere. Final weight. It's MLT divided 100. That's called actually final weight. Weight related. Yes, this is the guidance for understanding weight of the variable. Okay, you will, if you check on your own later, I'm 100% sure you will understand. Okay, so we will create a variable called generate ENT ID. So the same thing I'm carrying so that it will be easy for me to merge in a given time. Otherwise, I could have generate any name of the variable, right? So I'll just operate with the same. It will help me to save time. So I'm adding this. So why I can add and find out a new variable, right? And those are not numerically added; they are kept together. Since they are string variables. So I'll simply control D is my, I can run this. So I have operated. Yes, ENT ID is generated. So I'll just check whether my operation is correct. Now generate ENT ID. So since they are in generate ENT ID, I'll just check alongside of FSU. Then segment number was this, then this, then this, right? So these all are taken together. Now these are numeric figures, but actually we have deliberately kept them as non-numeric, as string. So 70004101001, you just take, they are kept together. this becomes our identifier variable, common identifier variable. The similar operation will do it for all the blocks that is given, so that you can successfully merge. Okay, so that is done. The next step, to merge, we need to sort them. We need to sort them in decreasing order. So the same operation, I'm just going to do it.
Sir, if you don't sort, sort them, you will end up.
It will not be merging correctly. It will not be merging correctly.
I will sort.
Like for example, if I want, for a simple example, look at the simple example. I said my participants are here. My participants are there in Uttarakhand also in another event. So not just one participant, 3 participants are there. But here the participants are common, so there is no issue. But even if participants are not common, but the same type of participants are there, still I can merge.
Yes.
But if those are not just, I'm saying you should be merged with another one, but that person is all totally different. In that case, I have to actually, what I do, I have to make them sort. I have to order them. Whoever are matching with the first type of people, which I am recommending them to be merged. Okay, so otherwise it will be randomly, randomly merged. It's not going to solve our purpose. Fine. So go by these correctly. We have to check whether this common identifier variable is actually the identifier variable or not. So one of the command is called ISID command. ISID command is guaranteeing us that this is an identifier variable. If there will be no error out of this command, then if there will be some error, then this cannot be carried as an identifier variable. So there is actually no error. If I add this with another variable, ISID with this,
Sir, ISID is checking the duplicates.
it's a kind of duplicates. It's a command is duplicate. If I just add this one, another variable to just claim forcefully that these are the unique identifier variable, it might throw error. But this round still it is fine. With this round it's still not showing any error. But if I miss some of the variable, ISID maybe of this, maybe instead of starting this, what I do, I'll start straight away from this, then this, then this, then this, then it is showing some error. One is missing. That means if you operate your merging steps through these 3 variable, missing another one means is important. This is not going to match another round correctly. Yes, there will be some matching, but this is not guaranteed. Is it okay? Fine. So next step, this sort of things we can do it. Next, once this is matched, then we have to, this is our master file which we have opened. I think we have already crossed another another maximum of 5 minutes. Okay, so that I'll reach at the point which I wanted to clarify, and just I am sure you can do it in your time. If you are still stuck, tomorrow we can also verify. Okay, so okay, so what I will say, just said is fine. We have created a file, and we ensure that this is our multiplier. This is our unique identifier. These are common identifier. Now you have sorted and also saved. You checked with the ISID and checked it and saved this. This is your one of the file. You need to merge with another one. The same operation you have to do it with another one.
For all the labels.
For all the labels. But all the labels need not have the same identifier. It is clarified by this document. So if it is, fortunately for this round, there are no such problem. The same ID works. But in healthcare round, same identifier doesn't work in all the sub rounds. Okay, sub blocks we have to change it. Therefore, some people are stuck in merging. But in this round, there is no problem except in one. That is for you will have trouble while merging of this. Once you have merged, like we have created, you have merged these 3, you have combined one. After that, there are some challenges. Once you try to merge with this, there will be some trouble. You have to merge all those together first, then you want to merge with the first thing. Okay, how to do that? So what is the merge command then? Here is my merge command. So I've done, initially what I do, I'll generate for all the files, look at this. I've generated enterprise ID, then I've saved it, I check this ISID, everywhere I checked. Only one file where it will create some trouble, that is level number 4. Level number 4, let me just open level number 4 once, then we'll check whether it works or not. That is the most important call and where it will actually stop. So this is level number 4 DTA file, right? Oh, okay, still getting open. It's a big file. All right, it's 17 lakhs observations are there. So 17 lakhs do not mean they are 70 lakhs enterprises. Be very clear. Entries are 17 lakhs. By default, NSS follows rows entries are the entities of the enterprise or the person. But in this round, there are some problems. Wherever one catch, let me, since you are attending, whichever the data set ministry is going to do it, wherever activities are mapped, activities or NIC classification, industrial classification is mapped, it is attached, they have actually taken activities into the rows. Rows are not like in the questionnaire. Look at the questionnaire in the schedule. 4 onwards. Level 3 is fine. This 4 onwards, no. This is 3. No, I think they have mentioned. Okay, let's just go back once again. Yes, this is actually level number 4. Before that, 3 doesn't mean level number 3. Here they have mentioned level number 2. This is actually 2. And okay, once again, let me count it from the beginning. Count it from, this is actually level number 1. This 2 means level number 2. Okay, this is level number, these are all 2. This is level number 3. Till 3 there is no problem. I'll show you also. 4 onwards, they have specifically mentioned expenses during the reference period by their industrial classification, they by their activities. So only look at the variables are actually here as only 3 or 4, but they have actually included all the activities. They have actually included this item number 1, item number 2, 301, 303, 304. These are all activities. Let me tell you. They have taken like other materials as one of the enterprise in the row. They have taken purchase value as one of the row. Row is an enterprise, but actually we need to actually change them to to the column. We have to take them to the column, not as the row. These are our variables. These are our factors, possible factors or variables. So those should be taken to column. And these item numbers should be your enterprises. But the information related to use in the for their activities should be your variables. There should be reshaping. Let me open that. I've already opened this. We have. I'll simply generate 1 second with this command. Final one, last 2 minutes, I will give you the final generate. Where is it? That same generate ENT ID. Is it visible?
So we can
Log it again. Now we can run the do file as well. All right now. So this is this is not found. Okay. We have to change that. D1, D2. We have to run the do file. Those are different now. So D1, D2, D3, level number 2, now we have changed. Okay, now it's working, right? We have generated this. So you can check once with ISID of this variable. Okay, it's not working. Reason being, they have taken all the variables as an individual enterprise. Okay, so we have to take them as variable to the variable. So next command for this, that is the case where the best you can easily do is to change, to actually change to change to this. Sorry, first of all, you need to actually change it to columns. So first step, keep D14 and D16. Why D14 and D16? Look at this. D14 and D16. D14 is your item number. D16 is the value. To this you have to keep it. Otherwise, it will actually just reset in a different order. You have to keep as it is, and you have to keep your enterprise ID. Rest are not important for us. Others are not that important for us. It will eventually take. Then the next one is destring. This for while operating reset, we have to destring that. Otherwise, it is not going to work. So next command is destring. I am going to share it. You need not worry. I am going to share these, codes. Then final one is reset. Once you reset it, while reset, reset is by what? IF to J. IF is your enterprise ID, keeping on the row as your enterprise. The column is your important variable. At this moment, we are keeping this D14 as the variable. D14 is item number, which I just said. Item number is there. D14 is your item number. These are your item. You have to take them to the column. Okay. So sorry. Just give me a minute. So J your your item wise classification. Each item, what is the response from the individual responder? So in any case, enterprise ID is your IF. That means your item by your enterprise. But others like others like each of these are going to be your by item. They have actually specified. These are in row right now by item. So this will be actually in the column variable. If you check on one by one whenever you go back with this, I'm sure you can do it. Once I operate this works. Let me just do this. Achha, we have already created enterprise. We have to drop that. It's fine. So now I think we have reset. Achha, this is run again. Control D. So it's fine. Then we need to destring this. I think it said these have been changed or not. It's still working. Okay. Now this has been changed. Now I have to reset it. This is the problem in one of the health round. This is the problem in PLFS round. This is the problem people face in enterprise round. Oh, sorry. We can run it there as well. Now, what really happened? All the activities by their activities for each of the industries are actually taken into the column. Only the 300 what is there? 301 through 307 are actually kept on the row. The rest of the each activity, that is each enterprise, that is 301, for example, one enterprise 301. and its activities are taken, all possible activities related to 301 are taken into the column, so that these will be our variable in any model. Understood? So now this is fine.
Number of observations.
Number of observations must have been reduced. Okay. Right now, okay. Just give me a moment.
Is it the same case with the new format of the data which is available on the website?
Yes. All almost same. There is no difficulty. Now, if I check ISID with this, now it has successfully converted. Now it has taken into variable. Look at so many variables now in our data. Now number of observations are 3 lakh only. 3,86,190 are actually the effective number of enterprises. Understood? So the ISID enterprise, if I run this ISID ENTID, it is going to give us the correct answer. It's not going to throw error, I'm sure. Okay. So if ISID is perfectly fine, if you can cross check that ENTID is your common identifier, then everything can be merged with merge 1:1. The command is merge 1:1 in this entire set of or entire blocks. But in health round, somewhere in like right to merge 1:1, 1:M or M:1 or M:1. M:1 should be avoided. Rest are fine. Okay. So that's all. I think I'm sure you can do it. About ASI. Okay. Last 1 minute suggestion. ASI also is given at 1:1 level of merging. Only activity somewhere now you will be stopped. That is related to reshaping of your activities. So if you do that, things are going to be easy. That's for sure. We'll be sharing. Is it okay?